So we're going to welcome participants from the Code Chica program from Latinitas. They're joining us from Texas. And, they're in the space of media and technology and really helping young women tell their stories, giving them the tools to do that in so many different spheres. So I don't know, Sylvia, did you want to introduce the program a little bit? And then we have Gianna and Anadieli have prepared some questions for some of your participants.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Sylvia Butanda. I'm the Deputy Executive Director for Latinitas. We're an Austin-based and founded nonprofit with a mission to empower all girls to innovate through media and technology. And we've been around for 20 years. This is our 20th anniversary. So yeah, we've served over 40,000 girls since our origin through our year-round after-school programs, summer camps, conferences, workshops, and of course, our Code Chica certification program. I did want to just talk a little bit about it, and I'll let the Code Chicas on the call share more about their experiences and answer your questions. But just first off, Code Chica is an 8-week course that teaches high school girls and non-binary students the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and how to create a website from scratch. So throughout the 8-week course, they also have weekly presenters, primarily people of color, women of color in coding, UX design, engineering, cybersecurity, quality assurance, just really any role within the tech sector that can incorporate coding or computer science. And why this program exists, I do have some stats that I wanted to share with y'all. So according to the National Center for Women and Information Technology, women make up 25% of the US computing workforce in 2020, while Black women make up 3% of that, and Latinas make up only 2% of that. So, that's a really, really low percentage. At Latinitas, our general goal is to see an increase in that amount of women of color graduating from STEM-based majors, to see more women of color hold more jobs in the C-suite or like executive roles, and to see women of color at the development table. So also research shows that when asked to explain why there are not more women working in STEM jobs, a major reason, I think it was cited by about 44% of people in STEM jobs right now, is a lack of encouragement for girls in these subjects from an early age. So this is where Latinitas comes in. It's our long-term goal is for the tech sector to shed its current reputation of lacking diversity with the aid of this up and coming supported generation of Latinitas that are pursuing an academic or professional interest in STEM. So this program really aims to address the hurdles of inclusivity and representation of women in color, specifically in STEM. And since our launch of the Code Chica program in 2018, we have served 130 girls through this program, and that will just continue growing. And I'm sure the chicas will explain that the growth of this program and the impact of this program has really been just, we take the girls' feedback into consideration, so much so that they've impacted how the program has grown. In the beginning, it was really just Code Chica, and some of the chicas on here have also completed Code Chica Plus Plus, which is the advanced tier of Code Chica that we created because of that response from the girls that they wanted more. They wanted to learn more. They wanted a more advanced, challenging level of Code Chica. So that is in existence because of them. So I'll definitely let them take the mic. I did want to share in the chat just a short video of testimonials of Code Chicas. I believe Gabriela is in this video. So I'll just share that after I talk. And then you can also check out more information about Code Chica and Latinitas in general at latinitasonline.org, and follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. So follow us where you can to see just upcoming opportunities, both in person in Austin and Central Texas, but also virtually. We are offering virtual programs as well for girls across the country.
And who would you like me to spotlight? Is it Hannia and
Hannia, Celina, and okay. Gabriela on the line.
Okay, let's see. And we have Anadieli and Gianna who've formulated some questions. So I'll let you guys take the lead with asking questions. And let's see if I can switch up the spotlight here. So we've got Gabriela. Let's see. I can pin you guys. How about that? And Honey. And if you could go on camera, that'd be awesome. If you feel comfortable doing that. And Selena. There we go. Cool. And Anajeli, are you going to take the lead then with the questions? Or Gianna, are you back from cheer practice yet? Or you can both do it.
I can take the lead and answer the questions. I don't know where Gianna's yet.
Awesome. Right now. Okay.
Do I start?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so the first question would be, what about Code Chica made you interested in joining?
So hi, my name is Hannia. I'm a Code Chica alumni and ambassador. During COVID, we were actually sent an invitation from school to join Code Chica. I didn't have any experience in coding, and my first thought was, what can go wrong? I just had to try it.
Hi, my name is Selena Delgado. I'm a Code Chica alumni and ambassador. I also received a notification from our school saying that we could join this program, which was for all girls. And I thought that's really cool. And not just cool, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity for me to learn some basics of coding, because I've always wondered how people create websites and how people create apps. And that was just the beginning of my interest towards Code Chica.
That's it? Nobody else going to talk? Only those two?
Oh, hi. Good afternoon. My name is Gabriela Peña. I have been a part of Code Chica program 2 times as a student and once as a Code Chica ambassador. I am very grateful for the opportunity Code Chica has offered me to learn JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Prior to Code Chicas, I was interested in criminal justice field, but did not have a definite career pathway that I wanted to follow. And after being a part of Code Chicas, I have defined what career pathway I would like to follow, and it would be in cybersecurity. I look forward to continue being a part of this program if it is possible, and recommend this program to everyone.
Thank you for all your answers. The second question would be, can you guys give us each an example of a positive experience you have had with Code Chica?
In my experience, I had many amazing experiences with other students. The one I love the most is when we had our showcase. We all got together to make some signs and some thank yous to our teachers. It got very emotional at the end, but that was one of the best experiences I had.
My best experience in Code Chica was definitely being a part of the community we created, because we were all, it was all of us there trying to learn how to code and trying to further our passion. And everyone there was so great and friendly. You could get close to people. Like, I remember the showcase, like Hannia said, we created a group chat of just all the students in Code Chica ++, and we all collectively were like, hey, let's create signs, let's do all this to celebrate our teacher for teaching us all of this. It was a really impactful experience, seeing all of us just so motivated to, I'm sick, I'm not crying. All of us motivated to just be there. That really was very impactful for me.
One of the positive experiences was probably getting to know more younger girls, and getting to show off our website in the end.
Thank you again. The third question would be, is there anything about Code Chica that you wish was different?
In my opinion, I wouldn't change anything. Just I wish we could have met each other in person. But since all this COVID thing, we weren't able. I thankfully had, I've known Celina since we were in 7th grade. We've known each other for about 3-4 years. And we had a lot of fun during the program.
If anything, the only thing I would change would be the amount of time we had to go over the material. that's really the only thing, because I feel like if we spent more time with each other, we would all be able to learn more.
I probably wouldn't change anything because like everything overall was a good opportunity for each and one of us.
Okay. So there's two more questions. Number 4 would be, what did you learn about yourself through participating?
I learned that there are great benefits when I get out of my comfort zone.
I personally, myself, I learned that I should get past my comfort zone and be able to speak more freely to others, because that is really what affects someone from progressing. The ability just to talk and ask questions is what I really took from the program.
I learned that I'm good at technology and to get out of my comfort zone.
Sorry. And then the last question would be, how do you hope to use what you learned in Code Chica in the future? Which some of you already mentioned, but if you can explain a little more.
So I was thankfully given the opportunity to take AP Computer Science in school. And with all that I learned during the Code Chica program, class was way easier. And I'm able to also help the teacher with some coding problems he may have or other students may have.
I would like to implement the things I learned in Code Chica towards future projects I have in mind. They're not fully, they're in the process phase, but what I want to do is create easier access to websites and apps for the older generation, because I personally, my grandma, she's mostly Spanish speaking and has trouble accessing technology and accessing the internet. And I just want to make it a lot easier for the older generation to go through the internet.
I'd probably like to help people by creating websites and teach younger people JavaScript, HTML, and CSS.
Well, that was the only questions I had, but thank you so much for all your replies.
We have some questions in the chat, and I don't know, Anna-Jelly, can you see some of the questions Jazzy put in the document? She couldn't make it today, but there's a couple that are
highlighted. Yes, there are more there.
There's a couple that are highlighted there, and then there's one in the chat too.
Okay, so the first question would be, another question would be, what are your thoughts on Latinx representation in India? I think, or India.
I think in the media,
Media, sorry. Yeah, I thought I said India. Media.
She missed her.
And are they, sorry. And are there any harmful stereotypes that are misleading to other people? If so, what?
I think we need more Latinx people in anything. Many stereotypes we've had at school, many of us been told we're not capable of much, and we have to lose those stereotypes and more as women to be able to empower others to also do more things in the future.
I feel like representation in total over every group should be pushed further, because it's not about our race, our color. It's about who we are as people and how we can further the community. And stereotypes, I feel like it's not easy to get rid of them, but stereotypes for women, we have been progressing further and further. And I think as a community, we could all progress farther than we have right now.
Back to what they were saying, how stereotypes could affect and make people grow. I mean, some of them say like, oh, you're too like good for Mexican or something. And I mean, getting to know that you're like good at tech and helping people like all over the world, not looking at their race or their ethnicity or anything, helps like a person like build confidence in themselves and like know that you're good for something. And yeah.
And I think there was a question in the chat earlier. I think this is for the Code Chica girls. It says, are you planning to create chapters in other parts of the country?
So I can answer that too. I think I answered Sandra's in the chat, but so we are Central Texas based. We have in-person programming year round in Austin. We have some programs in San Antonio and on the border of Texas in Laredo. And then during the pandemic, we really had the opportunity to expand our programming through the virtual option. It was a bit of a challenge to get everything to be virtual at first, but once we had a rhythm going, we saw girls participate from 25 different states, from California to New York and everything in between, and 5 different countries, including Colombia and Venezuela and Germany. So there's Latinitas everywhere. So yeah, the intention is to definitely have more programming. We'll definitely just have to get more staff and really like scale it out, but that is definitely the intention in the future.
You know, JP Morgan has a big investment in the minorities community, and they, in Delaware, they actually are sponsoring people to go to boot camps, full scholarship, and these are for profit. I'm pretty sure you guys could have a really good partnership with big tech companies. All of the banks do a sponsoring of boot camps. I know Capital One does it. I know Bank of America does it, and JP does it too. So there is opportunities there.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Oops. We're coming on 6 o'clock, so I know we'll have to wrap up soon. Did the girls want to show any of their projects? I know I saw a link in the chat. I'll leave it up to you guys though. Hannia, did you want me to share the screen and show that?
Sure. Actually, we made this project in our Code Chica Plus Plus.
Okay.
I made it with Celina and another fellow Code Chica. The purpose of the project was to give thoughtful messages, and we added some more effects to it. So you can write at whatever, and you'll send also sparkles. So if you can,
what do you tell us what you do? You just put a name in here or something?
You can put at and then write a name, just whatever name, and then you can write the message,
like a space and then a message.
Yeah, you can just write a message, and then you click sparkle. And yeah, and then you can see the messages in the bottom also.
Oh, how
this
fun.
Project we created, we were really learning about different job roles in tech. For example, I was the project manager, Hannia was the software engineer, and the other Code Chica we were working with was the designer, and she created the design for the actual website. And the coding behind the website, Hannia did all of that. And I really just made sure that things were getting done and that specific features and functions were going on. We also would meet up with our teacher, Mo, and he would help us. For example, when you sparkle someone under recent sparkles, it'll show your sparkle has been sent. And we really didn't know how to do that at all, but we had asked our teacher Mo, and he gladly spent time with us after class to show us how to create this website.
That's so much fun. I'm so glad that we could have you guys on here. I know your founder, Laura Donnelly, and I have gone back and forth for years and years and years, so we've been friends a long time, and it's kind of fun that we've all been thrust into this virtual world so that we can meet real time and be together. And I did want to mention to everyone listening and everyone who's on here with us that you can get a certificate in coding from Code Chica virtually, and upon completion, you'll get $75. So definitely check out their website. We can put it in the chat again here. Let's see. And Sylvia, if you wanted to add a different website or a different link for an upcoming course, I think you have 2 upcoming start dates in the spring. So I think one's in April, one's in June, perhaps. There's different cohort groups, and then there's different levels. So don't be afraid to try it. I think it's a series of Saturdays. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sylvia. Everyone has the chance to jump in there. It's ages 14 to 18. So we encourage everyone, get your feet wet, try out this tech stuff, see where you land, see what you like about it, meet some new friends. And I'm going to stop the live stream. At this point, we can stay on and keep talking. So there we go. So now we're back to ourselves here. Whoa. I'm going to unpin us. Yeah, now you can just kind of be yourselves. Remove pin. Here we go. Yay. Let's see. Yay. Thanks, guys. Awesome. This was tons of fun. So we normally get together every Wednesday from 5 to 6:30. We work on the magazine. We work on interviewing skills. We work on writing. We share where we are in the production process. So right now we're working on the content development for our self-discovery themed edition. And so the students have been tasked with writing up what they've heard from you guys tonight. If you want to exchange email addresses, Anadeli with Celina or Hannia or Gabriela in the chat so that you can follow up with them in case you wanted to clarify any points that they made or get some direct links for them. Same with Elliot, Sandra, you guys be in touch in case there's any questions. Sandra, Elliot didn't mention, but he's also Colombian. See, you've got these connections going on.
Hey, go Colombia.
And then I'll put a link in the chat here if, let me see, going back to a website here. Let me minimize the screen.
The easiest way to contact me is through LinkedIn because I get a million emails every day. So LinkedIn normally, if you need me, anybody for any reason, you can always contact me on LinkedIn.
And this is it's interesting, right? So this conversation, if you think about putting seeds in the ground, the seeds grow and they eventually blossom, right? Sandra and I met way back when she was a student at CCP. Right. Yeah, and then I don't even know why. Recently it was like, I'm just going to look her up, see what she's up to. She's at JP Morgan Chase. Hey, maybe she'd want to come and talk to our students. So bugged her on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn's big. If you're not on there, maybe you're not quite old enough to yet, but it's great for networking. And I just put a link in the chat as well. That's our link tree. So on there, if you, those who are on here today, you've already registered. You can use that same link to join in on any Wednesday. First Wednesdays, we do experiential field trips. So we won't be on here, but we'll be live streaming from our Instagram. And there's also a link to see a whole version of Motivos. So Motivos is print. I know I should also mention on that link tree I put in the chat, there are scholarships. Our curated list of scholarships for the spring are on there. So if you are a high school student looking for scholarships, don't forget to go on there. If you are interested or know someone who's interested in being part of the media team that creates Motivos, there's an application on there, and we have a team retreat April the 2nd for new members and for old members. And that's like a half-day Saturday event. So that you want to get in there before April 2nd to be in the next kind of cohort moving forward. And then all of you that are in the current cohort will be kind of moving up a level. So I'm super proud of Elliot and Anadeli for being on here, conducting these interviews. It's a big learning process. And I know, Anadeli, you're asking questions and typing at the same time and listening. And it's a lot, right? You're doing a lot of skill sets at once. So kudos to you guys. Ben, did you want to say anything? Faiza, Michaela, anyone want to ask something you didn't quite ask yet? And you guys have each other's emails before you jump off here to ask any clarifying questions as you write up. Also, images would be good. So Anadeli, if you make sure you get Hanya's project, screenshots would be good. Or Sylvia, if you've got photos of the students like working on things, I don't know if their project was done. I think Hannia mentioned virtually, but if anything in person with the girls working together, email that over.
Well, I can tell you from anybody, get a mentor and seek help. I find that minorities often don't want to do it on their own, right? They I didn't get anybody to help me. And I often hear a lot of people when they're trying to transition to tech complaining about that, but people help themselves or they help their own. We have our own too, and we can create a community, and that's called networking. And it's not a bad thing, it helps. So always reach out to people. I get people from people that I don't even know say, hey, I'm going to apply to JP Morgan. Do you have any tips? Do that. Always ask for help and for guidance, and you might not know what to do, but people will tell you what to do. And if they don't have the answer, ask them if they know somebody that have the answer until you get to that person, because we don't know too many things, and there is other people out there that can give us those things that we don't know. And I saw the heart
emoji come up, so that was much appreciated. Thank you so much, everyone. We're gonna sign off at this point. Elliot and I will be in touch. Anna Jelly and I will be in touch regarding deadlines, etc. And I'm so glad we could all get together today. I'm glad this worked out.
Thank you. This was beautiful. Thank you. And you guys, Code Chicas, oh my God, how awesome. I wish you guys the best, and I hope we'll see a chapter around here soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.